Welcome to Real Talk with Real Estate Pros, where we bring you exclusive interviews with the real estate experts. We'll delve deep into their journey to success and learn how to go the extra mile to serve their clients' wants and needs. Let's dive in. Here's your host, John Money McKinney.
Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Real Talk with Real Estate Pros. We have a great show lined up for you today. As always, I'd like to ask everyone, please do me a favor. Like, share, and subscribe. Really trying to get this show out there to as many people as possible to really give you the news on what's happening in the world of real estate, mortgages, and credit. There's so much craziness going on what I call the television that the people you're listening to, you don't know where they're coming from, if they're even telling you the truth on anything. And that's why I'm here to bring you the experts. But with that said, got an expert here coming in from one of the most desirable areas in the southeast area of America, Lake Norman and the greater Charlotte area. Whether it's the allure of lakefront living or the buzz of the city life, the area is booming. And I can attest to that because I actually was there recently and got to meet this real estate expert in person. His name is Brian Staveley, and he is helping clients from across the country find the perfect place in the Tar Heel State. With deep local insight, infectious energy, and a real passion for service, Brian has quickly become a trusted name in the Lake Norman real estate area. Whether you're dreaming of waterfront property or looking to maximize your home's value, he's the expert you want in your corner. Brian, welcome to the show today.
Hey, John, thanks for having me on. Been looking forward to it.
I've really been looking forward to having you on as well, Brian. And there's a lot going on there. Like I was telling everybody, I was just there visiting with you for a week because you were really got me excited about what's happening there. And now my branch is able to originate loans in the North Carolina area as well. You really opened my eyes to what's happening there, Brian.
It's a booming area, man. I think it's fantastic out here. I think there's a lot of opportunity for a lot of people. So we're just going to make it all happen, man.
Well, I'd like you to really do us a favor and, take us back in time, and would really like to get inside and tell us what got you into real estate and what got you to choose the Lake Norman, Charlotte area. Because I know you're not originally from that area, are you?
No, I'm originally from Massachusetts, and I moved to North Carolina about 5 years ago. And then not too long after that, I decided I wanted to learn some new things, and I decided I actually wanted to learn how to bartend at the time. Real estate hadn't even come into my mind at that point. And I ended up getting a job bartending up on Lake Norman, which was an hour commute from where I was. But I made the commute for several months because I really wanted to learn the field. And then I ended up, moving here. And it wasn't even because I had fallen in love with the area yet so much. That would soon come after, but it was because just trying to kill the commute and had to get close to my job. And then once I moved up here, the whole place kind of really just opened up for me and blossomed. And then eventually I wanted to, bartending was great, but it had a ceiling. And I wanted to go past that ceiling. I wanted to do something really, really big. I'm like, what can I do out here that's really, really big that I can use the skills that I have that I think will suit me well to really, move forward with. And I came up with the idea I should do real estate. So I meet tons of people in the area. There are so many people, John, that are like myself, and they didn't grow up here. They came here from New York, from California, from Massachusetts, from Pennsylvania. So I would like to be a service to all those people. And I think they'll all love this area very much, like I have.
Oh, it's a fantastic area. You really took me around, and I appreciate you giving me the tour. And there is just so much going on there. Why don't you tell me a little bit about how you would describe your approach on working with buyers and sellers right now? What's your philosophy going on right now as far as
My
guiding
philosophy,
clients?
I'm sorry, my philosophy, I would say, First off, I would always make sure I maintain an excellent back and forth communication every step of the way. I think a lot of people, they don't really see the value until they get into the trenches with it of what a good real estate agent can bring to the table for them. Because there's a lot of things that can come along in the process of buying or selling a home. I'll be there to guide them through every step. I have a slew of amazing people by my side, not only at my Keller Williams office on Lake Norman, but also all of our great vendors and everything and all the services that they provide that could help people, whether it's home inspections or, anything they need, repair wise for the house, staging their houses if they're selling their house. We can help provide all of that. And, so people don't go into it blind, and also it's more than just, having somebody, showing you properties and things like that. Like, I'm going to negotiate for you and get you the best deal possible.
Well, as Brian, as you know, and I really appreciate you giving us that insight, because there has been a lot going on in the world of real estate as far as what's happening with some of the lawsuits that happened against NAR. And we're not here to dive into that right now, but I've been in this industry for over 25 years. And I tell people time and time again, real estate is a team sport. You need to have the right people in your corner. And one of the most important team members you can have in your corner is a real estate agent who really is there looking out for your best interests and taking the time to get to know and understand your wants and needs.
Absolutely.
Now, if you would, for people who've never ever been out there, just give us a quick little painting of a picture of what it's like over there on Lake Norman. And I can attest, it's beautiful, man. We had a great dinner out on the patio of a great restaurant, and it was very nice. And they had the best French fries. Oh my God, those French fries were awesome.
Oh, those French fries are quite famous around here. For me, it's like a little paradise. We're just north of Charlotte, so we are very close to the city still. So if you need, but honestly, like since I've moved to Lake Norman, I fill my gas tank about once a month because everything I need is right here. On one side of me, I got the lake. On the other side of me, there's all sorts of shopping. As you mentioned, restaurant. I'm kind of what they would call a foodie or whatever. I go out a lot. I like to talk to a lot of people I'm out. I like to promote the local businesses, eat at the restaurants, and man, this place is heaven as far as that's concerned. There is great spots everywhere. There's all sorts of different, like as you get more into the city, the lake, all the different neighborhoods, like there's so many different vibes. I think there's something really for everyone here. It's a really nice area. I have a dog too, and it's a very dog friendly city, group of cities, lake area. It's all kind of like one big city: Cornelius, Davidson, Huntersville, Mooresville. And there's so many places I can bring my pooch, and I think that's huge for people. So I love it. My gym is within 5 minutes. My work, multiple locations are within just a few minutes of me. I think it's super, super convenient. It's beautiful here. And of course, we have Lake Norman. It's a gigantic lake. It's the largest man-made lake in North Carolina. It's over 30 miles long, has a ton of shoreline, and honestly, a ton of opportunity, a ton of places for people to call home up here. And it's expanding more and more and more. They're expanding more of Cornelius. They're expanding more of Mooresville. It's just a booming, booming area, and I think it's a great time to come to this region.
Oh, I can attest as well. I mean, the things you showed me there, we had a great time. And Brian's dog's name is Lando. He's a great pup, and we went out to so many places with him. And there was a spot, that one bar we went to, that's a bar slash dog grooming place. It was just amazing. Just a wide open area where you can sit and have a cold beer, and they're in there washing and grooming your dog and taking care of your dogs.
Yeah, and John, something has to be, I'm from Massachusetts. Something has to be said for that whole Southern hospitality thing that people talk about. I really do feel it around here. And I honestly feel like there's so many just great, thriving, motivated people trying to do big things right here in Cornelius, where I'm at, all the other towns around the lake, Charlotte. I've met so many cool people. It's been amazing, and I have an amazing network of people through Keller Williams now, that are there to support me with anything I need, provide all the knowledge that they've built up over the years, over different aspects of real estate here, different neighborhoods, different things that have happened in the market. So it's just amazing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can attest as well. It's just the things that I saw, and yeah, if anybody out there has dogs, you want to definitely get in contact with Brian because it is highly dog friendly, and that was part of the reason that I came all the way out there to see you is because I've got 2 dogs myself, and I was like, yeah, I got to go see this, and just Brian takes his dog to go get his dog cleaned, and then the dog gets to come out and run around and play with other dogs, and Lando had a great time when we were there.
And that's not the only place like that, John. There's many places that have that type of setup, and it's just really cool.
Well, let's get into some of the properties that
Sure.
people are looking for in the Lake Norman area. Is there something for every type of buyer? I mean, let's take for example, somebody out there looking for a $500,000 home. Is there a spot for them, or are they going to be just priced out of homes in
No,
that area?
there is a lot of that actually, and there's a lot of inventory of homes that happen to fall right around that price mark. So there is plenty of opportunity for people looking in that area to come out here. Of course, there's plenty of opportunity for the high rollers that want to come out. There's huge properties that are right on the lake. There's huge high dollar condos. There's everything out here. Everything anybody could need.
Or what about somebody like myself if I'm going out there, my struggling to make it in needing a more cost-effective home? Are there cost-effective homes out there?
Absolutely. There's townhomes going up everywhere, all different neighborhoods of all these cities here. I see it all the time. I've seen stuff in the 200s, the 300s, the 500s, the 600s, the 400s. There is really something for everyone's need here. All different. There's great, by the way, I personally live in Cornelius.
Mhm.
This area is amazing. There is very little crime. I mean, you never hear a siren. The school systems are great. The people are awesome. And like I said, everything is super close, super convenient.
Nice. Now, with all that said, with all the great things that are going on there, how competitive is the market around Lake Norman and Charlotte? I mean, are you seeing more inventory right now, or are things still kind of tight there?
We are seeing more inventory right now. A lot of the residentials are on the market for well over a month now, so there is a lot of opportunities for buyers to be selective in what they want to do.
So, what you're telling me is people really need to have the right person in their corner because now there's some opportunities to where somebody like yourself may be able to help them in locating a home that'll work for them and their family's needs, as well as being able to help them get a great deal, maybe maybe helping out with some closing costs from the seller.
Yeah, well, here's the thing too, John, is like in the days of, where we're at now with internet and technology and everything, there's a lot of resources at people's hands, but sometimes people think because of that, they can just do it all themselves and they don't need a professional. You do not have the same resources that we have. You do not have the same tools that we have. We can much better prepare you, guide you through the process, really help you find exactly what you're looking for. I'm excited to work with all of these different tools and systems that I have. It's really some amazing stuff, John.
Well, what strategies are you using right now? Let's say I was a seller or there was a high or a seller there in your area that gave you a call up and said, hey, Brian, I saw you on Real Talk with Real Estate Pros. I need to sell my home. What can you do to help me get top dollar in today's market?
Well, one of the things that I would really focus on is really highlighting that home in a very professional way, with a really aggressive social media campaign. I feel that I have acquired over the years some very good skill at that. So I think that is something that will really help in the process of the people selling their home. Um,
Are you there? I'm sorry, Brian. I thought you were I thought you were head.
I heard my mic click for a second and it like distracted me and it threw me off for a second. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, no, I was like, okay, I don't want to interrupt you, but
Yeah, no, I thought my mic went out.
oh no, you're here. We can
Sorry about that.
definitely.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Now, let's talk about your local knowledge. I know we've dug into a little bit, but how do you use how are clients going to get an edge with you using your local knowledge on pricing and negotiations and finding hidden gems?
Well, I think finding hidden gems is definitely the local knowledge will come in key there, especially as I get to know it personally, the buyers that want to come into this area and personally really get to know exactly what they're looking for. And seeing as I've been so connected with a lot of the people in the community, I can really kind of feel out what areas would work well for them. Like if they have children or if they don't, if they have pets or if they don't, if they're, an older couple, obviously there's a totally different vibe and communities that they would want to be looking into as well.
Now, I know there's a lot happening at the office you're with, and I would love for you to tell everybody which office you are with.
Oh, I am with Keller Williams,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm specifically with Keller Williams Lake Norman. It's in Cornelius, North Carolina, and it's been amazing. I mean, they have guided me since the very beginning of my journey into real estate, through real estate school, into their office, and it's not just like, hey, you hang your license with this brokerage, and they're just, no, it's much more than that. I mean, several days a week. I'm taking workshops in the office on all different aspects of just learning, taking different coaching and things from them. Everybody is always checking in, seeing that we've, crossed all our T's, dotted all our I's, but also, do we need anything? Can I help you with anything? Is this working well? Why is this not working for you? It's just like, it's just been an endless system of support that it's been amazing. And not even just our office. I'll tell you a story. Recently, I've been going through like a coaching program, as a lot of us in this type of industry do. Some of us go through many different ones, right? And the one that I've been going through, called Bold through Keller Williams, has actually been held at a different office rather than our Cornelius office. It's been held at the Mooresville office, which, for those that don't know, that is also on Lake Norman. And I couldn't have felt more at home, John. And in fact, I was talking to one of the other realtors that was there, and we do a little office thing, once a month where we'll go out for appetizers and chit chat, and the vendors will go and we'll kind of network out at one of the restaurants around here or whatever. And she asked, and they have a different name for it in that office, and she asked me, how come I never go? And I said, oh, I don't work for your office. Like, everybody's just really like one big team. Like, it's so cool, man. And we have offices on the other side of the lake, of course, and in Charlotte and different everywhere. I mean, Keller Williams is everywhere. But I really do feel like a family, at least to all the agents around the lake that I've met, and the team leadership. They've been really, really helpful. Anytime I've needed anything like to learn about within the systems, or if I was ever stumped on something, I can call my broker in charge. He'll get back to me just like that. It's been amazing.
Well, I can attest to that as well. I have really been impressed watching what you've done so far in your real estate career. Brian is constantly getting education. And Brian, you can attest to this as well. Would you say real estate's changed a little bit in the past 5 years?
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, there's so much going on now, and Brian is always educating himself. And I don't want to go on a limb here or put you in a position that would make you uncomfortable, but it's safe to say you've got a whole team working with you to help your clients make sure they get the best experience possible, whether it's buying or selling real estate. Am I correct in that, Brian?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel extremely confident in our team and the structure that we have and the support system.
And I know some of the education that you've been getting and some of the insight that you've shared with me on what's happening, is just I'm amazed. And you set yourself apart from a lot of agents as being in the next level, going to the top tier level, which I want to personally give you a congratulations. And if you would, why don't you just tell us something about yourself that people might not know about you that's going to set you apart from your competition?
Well, I think, a lot of people, of course, could say, diligent and hard work. And I really do feel that nobody's going to outwork me, like nobody. But I have a lot of people skills, I believe. I have a little bit of a background in broadcasting. I went to Connecticut School of Broadcasting a long time ago. I was going to be a sports broadcaster. I did a short stint at the radio station. But I'm very proficient in communication with people, social media, video content, podcasts and things like that. So I'm going to start to roll all of these things out in all different aspects of my game, as far as helping buyers find places, helping sellers sell their home, as we were touching on earlier. I really think that is because that's something that I've learned too along my way. That's something that a lot of people struggle with,
Hmm.
is getting in front of the camera, making videos, doing things like that. To me, it just comes completely naturally, or maybe it's not natural because it's been a thing, for a long time for me. But it always seemed to come pretty natural for me. So I think I'm really going to thrive as far as that goes. So that's one thing that I think people, if they don't know about me, they'll come to learn about me.
Well, there's so much that's happening in today's times. And if we look at it, I mean, just go back and from your perspective, what you have to do today versus what you had to do 15 years ago to sell a home is virtually night and day difference. Is it
Well,
not, Brian?
yeah, and I mean, look at the way advertising and everything has changed is crazy, right? And the way people would spend their dollars to do any of this, everything's different with social media now, and with AI now coming into play, which I am also now I was a little hesitant at first, but I'm going to embrace all of it. So I'm going to embrace all the new technologies and tools at my fingertips. I'm going to use all the support and structure I have from the Keller Williams and my drive and passion to be the absolute best, and that's the way I stand, and that's the way I'm going to do things. So I think that it would be very beneficial to anybody. Of course, listen, even if it's not going to be me, you should have somebody represent you on either side of the transaction of buying and selling a home. But you should really consider going with someone like myself that's going to be there every step of the way, be in constant communication with you, and using every resource available.
And you hit the nail on the head with that one, Brian. People don't realize, because I hear this especially in today's times. Now I'm coming from the lender's perspective, but I hear this a lot. Well, I'm just going to go directly to the listing agent because I'm going to get a better deal that way. Is typically what they say.
Well,
And Brian, the listing agent doesn't represent the buyer, do they, Brian?
no, the listing agent, not only does the listing agent not represent the buyer, but so what they're trying to think is, okay, well, we're going to save on your commission because we're just going to bypass you. Okay, but who's going to negotiate for you? You're going to end up losing more in the long run. And then never mind all the steps of the process that you might miss. And then 5 years down the line, you find out there's an issue with the roof, or there's an issue with the title, or, all these things that could have been cleared up with inspection, title insurance, all these other things. But, maybe you glossed over it because you weren't prepared and you didn't think you needed to be represented.
Exactly. And like I said in the beginning, Brian, real estate is a team sport. It's just like boxing. If you don't have somebody in the corner that's there for you between rounds to give you insight and help you through it, you're not going to win the fight on that.
No.
I'll use Mike Tyson as example when he got whooped to what was that guy's name? Buster Douglas over there in Japan. The guys in the corner, they're like, we don't know what to do. We just got paid to stand here and smile. It's the same
Yeah.
thing with real estate. You want to have a real estate expert. You want to have a mortgage expert that's in your corner that can help guide you. Now, Brian, please, can you tell us what are some of the ways people can get a hold of you? And I want to bring up here your webpage where people can go
Absolutely.
to as well. to kind of get a better insight on what you're doing and what you've got going on. And these are just some of the featured properties that are at your office right here.
Yeah, so you can find my site, Brian Staveley. So that's Brian, BrianStaveley.kw.com. We'll bring the site up that you have right there. But to get in contact with me, let's get a conversation started. I would say shoot me an email, and that's Brian Staveley, LKN@gmail.com. Of course, as John has on the screen here, if you just scan that QR code right there, what that'll do is it'll let you import all this information with one click of the save button right into your phone. So it'll grab you my Facebook, my email, my phone number, and all of it. But my phone number, 805-551-4431. And if you search Brian Staveley, Lake Norman Realtor on Instagram or Facebook, you'll be able to find me. But again, this QR code would bring all that up. But reach out to my email, brianstaveley.lkn@gmail.com, and I would love to work with you.
Well, Brian, as we're coming to an end of another episode of Real Talk with Real Estate Pros, I really want to say thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. And I know you have been very busy working diligently, helping people buy and sell real estate over there in the Lake Norman area. And we really didn't have as much time as I wanted to be able to really dive into some things. Can I get an on-air commitment from you for in the future to have you come back on and really give us some insights? Because we were talking in the green room before the show. There's a lot happening in the world of real estate. You have a meeting coming up next week that's with some of you, the team that you're with, where they're really going to be sharing some insight on what's happening with the world of real estate with all these changes that are happening right now in real estate. Am I correct in that?
Yes, sir. We are going to have a big meeting at our office, a market update from our operating principal, Ken Temple. So it's going to be extremely useful knowledge. And that is something that I would like to do in a short form video, maybe once a month or something, do a little market update. So you guys will see more video content start to roll out from me. Not only with that, but I do plan on doing something similar to what John's doing in the future. And I do plan on doing other videos that you'll probably see, some more long form stuff that'll be good suited for YouTube. So I will be doing tours of different neighborhoods and whatnot and stuff like that, testimonials with people. And I'm going to try and do some other interesting things that I'd rather not spill the beans on yet, but I think people will find a really good resource of information through my social media. So be sure to follow me on all the platforms. I'm very active on Facebook. Instagram a bit as well, okay? And that's Brian Staveley, Staveley, Lake Norman Realtor. That is the URL on both those sites, Brian Staveley, Lake Norman Realtor, right in the username.
Well, I appreciate that, Brian, and I will definitely be in contact with you to have you on. I'd really like to have you on periodically as our one of our Lake Norman real estate experts, so you can kind of give insight. Now that I've expanded into the North Carolina area, I definitely want to have the expert that I'm working with on the real estate side there to be able to give people updated information, because what's happening in Lake Norman is a little different than what's happening where I'm at in the Houston area.
Of course. And I will absolutely would love to have you on and your mortgage expertise on my show at some point. So we will talk about that later down the line. Very useful.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm going to put you back in the green room, so please don't leave. And I'm going to say goodbye to the audience, and I'll be back with you in a minute, Brian. Once again, thank you all very much for coming in here today. This has been another episode of Real Talk with Real Estate Pros. We're doing a lot of things differently this year with the show. We're going to be having more days of the week, different days of the week that we come on. We normally were on Wednesdays at 11:30. With the number of real estate experts that I've been in contact with reaching out to me, I want to work more around their schedule to make it easier for them to be able to come on the show and really update everyone with what's happening. And now that I'm expanding into other areas of the country, I want to make sure that we're really here to give you all the information you need, whether you're buying or selling real estate or wanting to know what's happening in the world of finances. We're in a lot of changing times. So please like and subscribe. And if you know anybody who's a real estate expert, I would love to chat with them and possibly have them on as a future guest on my show. With that said, you all have a fantastic day, and we will see you soon.